Welcome to Grindcast's 50th episode. It's an entire episode about DuckTales. Yeah. No, it isn't.
It's really not.
It's probably not, but I really like DuckTales.
But there for a minute you thought it was.
Yeah, and now you're not listening anymore, so might as well just turn it off. Nah.
No, actually, this
is going to be all request topics episode.
Yeah.
50th anniversary special.
50th anniversary. 50 years of Grindcast, everybody.
50 years of Grindcast. We're popping corks everywhere.
Oh.
Can't believe we're at 50 shows.
Take that, Leno.
Yeah. Take that, Leno. I did 50 years of this before you even... And for my 50th episode, I'm going to eat this entire Buick.
You know, if we did one episode per year, we probably wouldn't be a very successful podcast.
Yeah, thanks for joining us this year. We'll catch you next year. 50 minutes of a year's worth of stuff in 50 minutes.
Hey, we're consistent.
Yeah.
So, request topic, episode. Yeah. So we're going to start with our buddy Paul. He sent us this discussion idea request. It's two birds, one stone. Yay. All right. Will Bacon mentioned how underrated Dishonored was, and I mentioned that it won a bunch of awards. So how out of touch is the media with the gaming culture? Do awards even matter? It looks as if you get press and ad money, your game automatically wins awards and garners more coverage.
Garners.
I know. I messed up, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes! Where can you get good gaming news other than Grinded Word? Do you guys ever look through gaming magazines?
I do, mostly for the fact that I want to see how silly some people's reviews are. Because it's like, some of them are really like, this person obviously played this game. They know what it's about. They're giving an honest feedback of what it is. Then other times it's just like, oh yeah, it's this, and it's so great, and automatically gets like a 9. It's like, this game's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Do I still read gaming magazines? Yes, I still read my Nintendo Powers from the 90s.
Yes! You're the best guy
I'll
doing
be
it.
honest with you. I did read Game Informer, but the only reason I got Game Informer is because some jackass at GameStop convinced me that it was a good deal. And you know what? At the time, paying $15 for a year subscription to that and then getting a percentage off wasn't bad.
No.
But nowadays, it's ridiculous. But, I always took everything I read in a gaming magazine with a grain of salt, just simply because I always knew that there's money behind it.
Why didn't you take it with a fist full of salt? Because that's what I do.
Good. I'm glad you do that.
Whole fist full of salt.
Whole fist full of salt. It's good to keep the spirits away, but, no, and I think Game Awards, for the most part, are a joke, because...
Yeah, same here.
It's because when you think about it, like, a lot of times on the Game Award shows, like Spike TV several years ago did a gaming award show.
Before that, G4 did.
And G4 did it too. And while the gaming award show's going on, guess what? There's commercials for games. So there were these games paying that company to sponsor it. So how do you not think they're going to win awards?
Exactly.
What I used to like was when Nintendo Power used to do the fan vote. And there was a lot of times where it was kind of weird. Like, I think there was one time that Chrono Trigger lost out to something ridiculous, as far as like best story. I think it lost out to like, oh god, it could have been Bubsy for all I know. But
I hope so. I desperately hope so.
But like, I could really get behind like an award show like that that's actually voted on by people who played it, not based on.
I was just about to say that. Why are people that may or may not have any real idea of what a good game is are telling you, hey, this game deserves all your attention? Obviously, like you said, there's money behind them. They're taking cash, they'd be like, plug our game. How much you gonna give me? Depends on how well you plug our game.
No, I will say there's times where, like, Game Informer will spotlight indie games. Which is cool, because you know the indie games don't have a ton of money behind them. And...
Yeah, that's how stuff like Braid and, the fuck's that one with the, kid being chased by the spider?
Limbo,
yeah.
Well, that was how I first heard about Limbo. Was reading about it in Game Informer.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was like, wow, this is just something completely different, from what we got.
Normally would get.
Yeah.
It's usually just AAA titles in it. I mean, the first time I saw that there was an Extra Nazi game in a Game Informer, I was like, how the fuck are they doing this? That no one knows about this game.
Yeah.
You gonna...
I mean, do you read game magazines at all?
Oh, I'm not working this week.
Okay.
Oh, he's taking the week off.
I'm not working this
It's
week.
vacation time.
I don't want to mispronounce a word again.
Brother.
What, you think just because you've edited 48 videos, soon to be 49 and 50 videos, that you can take time off?
I just don't want to mispronounce anything ever again.
Oh.
I'm so good at demoralizing.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
And grammar Nazis.
Just one single word, and he's just completely... He's done.
I screw up words every day.
I actually quit. I'm just behind the scenes from now on. I'm gonna go behind the computer and just...
You're just gonna be like behind the computer.
I'm gonna peek out every now and
Ignore
then.
the man behind the monitor.
How's the show doing? Is it good?
I'm gonna bring Miyagi in.
Come out and just give a thumbs up and go right back behind the monitor.
Okay.
And I get a whip. I'm like, get back there!
That's a sound guy Matt.
Get back behind the damn couch.
Get in the crevice, Matt.
No, I don't think, to answer the question, I don't think media knows two goddamn things at all to put any kind of cohesive thought together for gaming. It's all just, it's all just pyramid schemes. It's like, I want to sell this, so fucking sell most of the, get my money together. We're like, hey, we'll tell G4, fucking push the shit out of this game. And they're like, oh, awards out the ass, and then it sells, and it's like, oh, hey, it's broken. It doesn't work.
That's the case that's the case with most games. Like, since, I'll say, halfway through last generation's, lifespan.
Yeah.
That's mostly how games were going. I mean, early in the Xbox 360 and the PS3, there's a lot of broken games, but there was just still a lot of games that were, like, underrated. Things that people didn't really want to play because it was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games that just got no advertising at all. They're fantastic games, but you've never heard of them.
As far as, do I read magazines still for game coverage? Absolutely not.
I've actually...
sorry, go ahead.
I've actually gone so far as to not really watch as many trailers and or commercials for video games because either they're going to spoil too much or they're going to try and say, oh, this game is this, and it's like, it probably won't be, so I'm not going to be swayed by your words.
So how are you getting your information then?
It really depends on the game. Most of the stuff that I want to know about, it'd be because it's from a series that I like, so I see if there's a new one coming out or not.
The answer is grindingword.com.
Indeed.
But it's kind of funny because I don't think we even really meant to, but we kind of have become a place where you get a lot of gaming news from, even though it might be a week later than it's actually released in real time.
I'm all about the video games.
Yeah, but we have it's kind of what we fell into, really. Like, we tried to do everything, but we kind of just went more gaming-centered.
Well, we know a little bit about everything, but, I mean...
Yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys...
This is the guy that makes the entire show.
Yeah, I can't even sit here and talk about the sports or wrestling or whatever. I could do that, but...
I can't even speak or write correct English.
Don't get into writing, because you know what my handwriting looks like.
Oh, I don't mean, like, legibility. I just mean...
I need you to pen me this letter.
Jason, take a letter.
No, I'll type for you. I can type well.
Yeah, the last time I read a gaming magazine was when you actually got them from GameStop when you signed up, instead of them just being like, hey, it's digital now.
You can either get the digital version, which gives you a coupon.
Oh, I know, but they don't tell you that.
Yeah.
No.
And they even have stacks of them sitting back there in the fucking, register area, but they don't tell you that they got them. You gotta be like, yeah, I don't get it digitally, so I need my copy since I'm signing up. And then they're like, okay, here you go. They print this on paper bags now. Cutting costs.
Yeah.
But, what, I don't even understand the point of that. Like, why would you want to even read a gaming magazine digitally? It's like, yes, I understand. When you're done with most of them, most people just throw them away. Not a lot of people really keep them anymore.
To counter that, the more recent, years, Game Informer has been making the covers, they'll release 3 or 4 different covers for the magazine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
Which I find pretty interesting. They're actually full cover images, not just
so they're taking a Marvel Comics approach.
I specifically remember a Zelda one where there was multiple covers for it. But I think maybe that was Skyward Sword, but I don't remember.
It most likely was Skyward Sword. I know I saw the one for Tomb Raider, Dishonored, Uncharted, and a bunch of other ones, but they tend to
if anybody needs boxes upon boxes of Game Informer magazines, I have some.
Needs.
They're
desperately
they're
require
sitting in
these.
my attic right now, so in case somebody wants to read about
I think
broken games or games that never actually made it into circulation.
So do they have to go up in your attic to read them, or are you gonna bring them down? Or?
No,
it's
I'm
a
not bringing them
museum.
down.
It's a museum. You just
Come
climb
into
up
Will's
there.
attic. Will's Attic Gaming Museum. Watch out for snakes.
Got lights up there now, so that's good.
Finally.
Who would have thought lights in the attic was something that we didn't get to, right? Why? I know, your house was the roof was off of a farmhouse or something?
Yeah, it's actually off a
What?
barn.
They just lifted it up.
It's rafters that are logs. They're actually full logs. Yeah, my house is over 100 years old, so we didn't have lights up there until this past year, but there's gaming magazines up there.
That's what you need.
Yeah. But like you said about awards mattering, no.
They don't.
No. I think maybe it might have helped Dishonored when it was released, maybe, because everybody was talking about how many, rewards it got at the shows and everything. But I also think people use that whole awards thing as even if the game was crap, they're just kind of oh, it got so many awards. It got so many awards. Most innovative game of all time.
Of all time.
It's
the new
and it's by publications I've never heard of.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and this is one thing that I love. They'll put, and movies are guilty of this too. They'll show a picture, the poster of the game, and they have all the white symbols of all the people that said what they said, and it's those fucking the palm branches things. It's oh, won this and won that. It's yeah.
Oh yeah, won this at Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, I was I've sím B movies that weren't ever at any kind of festivals, then they print that shit on their box. I'm
it's exhilarating, says Joe McGuire of the Sunday Evening Courier, who the fuck is Joe McGuire? It's why should I care?
He's my name's on a box.
There's probably a guy named Joe McGuire that's going to listen to this and be happy that I mentioned him.
Yeah, he'll be really happy. Except for the fact that you just said, who the fuck is he?
Who the fuck is he?
He's I'm finally made it to the big times.
He's going to comment, he's I'm Joe McGuire.
Another thing about Dishonored, I actually didn't know about Dishonored until maybe 2 weeks before its release.
Yeah. I mean,
I
didn't think that it released with a lot of fanfare.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, there's gaming sites that are still around now. There were ones that I used to go to a lot, and I don't bother going to them anymore. I used to go to GameFAQs a lot for walkthroughs.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit about their reviews for games.
No, the reviews are fucking pointless.
Your GameFAQs. Everybody's fucking walkthrough on here is pictures made out of ampersands and fucking squiggles and shit. I'm I don't. But IGN was, and this is kind of funny because I remember back in the PS2 era and stuff, IGN was kind of one of those companies that was just kind of starting to gain in popularity. Like, it wasn't like it is now where everybody's like, oh, IGN's the front runner for all your gaming
that
news.
Gives out awards.
Yeah. IGN to me, right now, in its current state, is full of the worst goddamn journalism I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's become bottom basement BuzzFeed.
All clickbait bullshit.
Yeah.
And I can't stand it. Like, even if you are not following them on Facebook, I can guarantee you will see a goddamn article of those pop up. Like, it'll just be like, recommended article for you. And you could be an 80-year-old grandma that hasn't even played a goddamn game in her life. And it's like, IGN's like, Batman's bad. Yeah. Batman, I remember him in the serials back when I was 20.
I remember when he actually had bat ears.
I hate IGN real bad.
Oh, I do too.
The only one that I still kind of pay attention to is GameSpot.
Yeah.
Because they make fun of all the shit that's going on in the gaming world right now. I mean, they used to have a show called Feedbackula. And the whole purpose of this show was to read the comments people made to the review videos they made for games. That was the whole purpose of the show. Because they would get such terrible comments. They made a whole show just to sit there and make fun of these people for the way, and like the poor spelling of things, and I loved watching the show.
Yeah.
It was great. Any game they reviewed, it was like, oh, GameSpot's getting money for this review. Gave it a 7 out of 10. You know, it's like, what?
I'm actually, because I always get made fun of for this, I'm kind of a generation behind. But I like to watch videos about hidden gem games.
Yeah.
I've learned about a lot of games that way, and I've gone back and played through them. Like, Shadows of the Damned was one of those games.
Yeah, see? That's another game that's very excellent, but got no kind of press. Because no one likes Suda51.
Yes. Well, and it kind of got bad reviews just because it wasn't a popular title.
Yeah. It's just like No More Heroes 2, Black Knight's Sword, a lot of, like I said, Suda51. He makes very interesting, fun games, and no one's playing them.
Yeah, exactly. So, then, you guys think we covered that one pretty good?
17 minutes.
You think so? 17, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna go into the next one. Fred gave us one. He said,
Fred of the famous
Fred of Miserable Movie Mafia and Ballbuster Video fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
He's famous. So, he gave us a request topic. He wanted to know, was there ever a moment in movies that made you emotional?
Movies?
Yeah, like, was there ever a movie that gave you a very emotional moment?
It doesn't happen very often. I mean, I'm not saying that just to be like, oh, I'm that tough guy. It's just, I kind of think I'm dead inside. But,
oh, I can confirm that.
We've checked.
I know for a fact, the first time I watched, Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, God.
That was real sad. That's maybe the first time I've ever felt sad during a movie. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
If you feel like you cannot cry, like you don't have any way to shed tears, fucking watch Grave of the Fireflies and you will fucking cry. Because that is just
it's so
the most depressing damn movie ever.
I'll even go to a movie that's even less depressing than that. But I bring this up a lot whenever somebody says, like, did a movie ever make you come close to tears? And I will say the movie Up.
Yeah.
Because, I will say Up because when I first saw that, Jamie and I were just in the phase of becoming, like, newlyweds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and I'll just, if you haven't seen Up, stop listening and go forward maybe like 10 minutes, I'll say, just to be a safe spot. In the first 5 minutes of Up, they go through his childhood and the friend that he meets, who's like it's this girl. And they end up falling in love together, and there's this whole goal that they wanted to make in their lives to go and see this place, and, you know, through things happening, they never got to see the goal, and she dies. And it's just one of those things where, and you know, he's all alone and he's got nobody. And it's one of those things like anytime anybody gets married, that is the uncomfortable inevitability that someday one of you or the other, you know, you or the other one are going to be alone. Mm-hmm. Your loved one is going to die eventually. And either you are going to be the one that dies or you're going to have to, you know, try and survive through that. And just being newly married, it was just kind of like, it was like a hit in the gut. And the way they did it, it was just so sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I did one of those tough guy moments where I'm just like, it's dust.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you want a drink? Okay, go get a drink. You want a drink? You want It's like, no, I'm good. I'm getting a drink. No, I'm good. I'm just really thirsty.
Yeah.
He's like, you're crying, aren't you? I'm like, yes.
I'm not sure if you knew this about the Grave of the Fireflies, but that is actually about the guy that wrote it, his actual life. Mm-hmm. Everything except for the part where he dies at the end.
Yeah.
That whole movie is what happened to him.
Yeah.
And that right there is what really was like, Jesus Christ. That is a horrible thing to have to go through. And then to make a movie about it, I couldn't imagine it.
I always think of when they shot Old Yeller. I
still remember
as a
as
big dog person,
yeah,
and I still tear up.
I remember as a kid, because I seen it a couple
Has
times.
he put down?
Yeah. I saw it a couple times when I was a kid. And when you're a kid, you don't understand how movies work, and you're just kind of like, maybe this time they don't kill him.
See,
That's
if Shay was here, he'd say Homeward Bound.
I didn't cry at Homeward Bound.
Neither did I, but
I didn't really get emotional over Homeward Bound.
When they shot Bambi's mom.
I mean, as a kid, I was like, yeah, that sucks. I don't want my mom to die. Good thing we're not deers.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just not going to come along. Just back the 10-point dough.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, a doe
Shouldn't be
having,
laughing.
I mean, like, a doe having points to begin with is kind of crazy.
Hey, when you're hunting humans.
Trying to remember the name of it, and I'm gonna get yelled at for not knowing it.
Brave Little Toaster.
The movie that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in where he had cancer. It was out fairly recently, and it goes through, like, the treatment of his cancer and stuff like that. It's a really good movie, but
Hashtag IMDb.
really, like,
Yeah.
hard to watch. Especially, you know, I've watched people, loved ones of mine, die from cancer or go through cancer treatment and what it does to their bodies and stuff like that. And it's just, it was really tough to watch. But Jason's going to get us a title on that.
Yeah, he's going to find it. Now, I know I might catch some shit for this one. I know Fred might say this because he hates these movies, but I got a little emotional in The Return of the King at the very end. Because it was just one of those... Well, yeah, because it's just one of those
50,
things
50.
like... 50-50. Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, everything is, like, they're almost there, it's almost all over, and then everything's looking the worst.
Mm.
And it's just like... Frodo just gave up. He can't walk anymore. And Sam's just like, I'll carry you to the top of this mountain if I have to, Mr. Frodo. Yeah. He just like throws him on his back. It's like this epic music's pounding. You're like, you go get him, Sam. You fucking drag that hairy-footed bastard up there.
I mean, you guys might make fun of me for this, but I don't really care. I like the movie. Seeking a Friend for the End of the World.
Oh, that was the Steve Carell, right?
Yeah, and Keira Knightley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was
a pretty depressing ass movie.
It was a tearjerker, but I won't say I cried, but it was just like, that is so just...
You're like, yeah, that's
heart crushing.
That's me when the world's ending.
I watched it the first time with my 1X, and I was just... You gotta be the guy. You can't be like, oh, that was...
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let the tears flow. But yeah, that scene at the end... Spoiler alert, by the way. The world does end, which is, like, surprising for me, because you kind of would think... Maybe
like, at the last minute, it's like,
nothing's gonna happen, we barely avert it. But no. The world ends, Keira Knightley comes back to Steve Carell, and they die in each other's arms, which is just... It's a great ending for what it is. God damn, is it hot in here.
I got another one that just came to mind. Actually, one I fairly recently watched. And screw you, Disney. Why do you always do this to me? Big Hero 6. Okay?
Not seen it yet.
I didn't cry, but I'm there like, I feel it coming and I'm just like, he's gonna be alright. He's gonna be okay.
Well, see, that's the thing. They've done it so many times that at the end of that, I was like, I'm not even getting invested.
You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like, I knew going into it, I was like, yeah, this fucking robot thing's gonna sacrifice itself. Yes. I mean, they did that. Spoiler alert. I mean, and spoiler alert as well, they kind of did that in Wreck-It Ralph.
True.
So.
That's true.
It's a Disney formula. Nobody's gonna have a mom, and somebody's gonna sacrifice himself.
Sounds like that.
Well, actually, Big Hero 6, he did have a mom. But he didn't have a dad.
He had to have only one parent.
And
It's like
spoiler
Lilo
alert,
and Stitch.
eventually he didn't have a brother either.
That's true. That's true.
But he did have Wasabi Ninja, or whatever his name was.
God damn it. That's a good movie, but don't download it.
No, Disney's watching.
Disney watches you.
They got that. They
You'll
got
be
the
killed.
they got that all-seeing eye.
You have to remember, they have the Avengers now.
They got the eye of Sauron. Up there, it's like,
Oh, I see you downloaded Disney. Peter Jackson's not giving up that fucking... He's not giving that up.
So we're going to go into another topic now. This one, Justin gave us. He wants our thoughts on GameStop's retro pricing. Since they started bringing back retro games for you to purchase.
Well, here's
But is it only on...
It's online.
Online, yeah.
It's all online. And here's the thing. You have absolutely no idea what condition your item's going to arrive in. It could arrive with a manual in the box. It could arrive with stickers all over it. It could arrive with poop in it, for all we know.
Who's pooping on these games?
That's how, and spoiler, that's how I sell my games on eBay.
Yeah.
So.
Drenched in
Actually, I think you
feces.
sell yours with dishes.
Yeah.
Was it a plate or something you spent the one with?
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what?
think you wanted to get rid of this plate.
Yeah, just set a plate. Like, there you go. Now you can eat your pizza while you're playing your game of Ice Climbers. There you go.
Okay, here's the thing. Some of the prices are reasonable when you compare it to average eBay sale prices. Not buy it nows, not listed prices, actual sale prices. I looked on there just to kind of see what the big titles were going for. And I'm like, okay, Mario RPG, $50. Super Metroid, $50.
Someone Legend of the Seven Stars, right?
Yeah. And then I'm like,
What the hell was that?
and then I'm scrolling through, and then I see Chrono Trigger. $90 for
a good
Chrono
game.
Trigger.
And you don't know
Seems high.
what condition it's going to be in. Well, if it's $90, it's not coming in a box with the manual
Yeah.
right off the bat.
Yeah.
Because people sell that for like thousands of dollars.
I had no idea that Chrono Trigger has gone up this much in price. I mean, I haven't really looked
Yeah,
in a while.
I
you
mean,
played
I
it?
remember before, like,
Yeah, I have it.
if you had a boxed, sealed version, it was like $2,500.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I got a cart-only copy. This was years ago, before Super Nintendo became, like, solid gold. But, I think I paid $30 for it, for a cartridge.
Yeah,
on
which
it.
I think is a fair price.
Yeah.
Not $90.
I could see 50. I can see it getting to where it retail when it came out. Not 90.
Yeah, and it just makes me even hate GameStop even more. Like, not only are they fucking making kids with muscular dystrophy talk about how great GameStop is, it was in an older episode.
They'll hear
But,
it.
yeah. Not only are they making these people talk about how great GameStop is and how it's changed their lives and Make-A-Wish Foundation, all that bullshit, but now here it's like, hey, we're gonna bring retro games back. And no, we're not gonna throw them in a bin and sell them for $3 like we used to. Now we actually know that they're worth money. So yeah, you want Mario 3? $20.
Which I think is what they had it for.
Yeah.
Which
Exactly.
seems ridiculous.
And it's just gonna come as it is.
I
Probably
think they
not even...
had Contra for $40.
Fuck. I hate so much how trying to buy retro gaming has just become such a fucking cash cow. It's almost worse than current gen gaming.
And here's the thing that I thought of. I looked and I saw, they got a fair amount of Dreamcast titles. Dreamcast is a system that I always try to pick up things I don't have for it because the library is fairly small.
Yeah.
There's a lot of little hidden gems in there. And I'm like, well, that might be cool to see. And some of the prices were reasonable, but I don't know if it's going to show up disc only or not. And that's the thing, especially with like Dreamcast and PlayStation games. If they're disc only, the value of the game drops like, I'd say 75%.
Yeah.
When it's not complete.
And it makes me so mad because there was a glimmer of hope that GameStop might have been destroyed.
Yeah.
And it was when Walmart was like, we're going to start doing used games. We're going to start having programs where you can trade your games in for money and all that. And I was like, yes, somebody could probably take them down. But then you go into Walmart and you look at the games on the used shelf and it's always just 10 copies of fucking Sonic Racers. And then it's just like they have a few games.
Same guy traded them all in.
Yeah. Well, then you have a few games that are decent, but they're so overpriced.
Well, Best Buy is very similar with that.
Yeah, well, nobody goes to Best Buy for pre-owned games. I mean, if you do, I'm sorry, you shouldn't, but...
You can actually get some deals on Best Buy's website, but once again, that's one of those things where you're shooting in the dark, whether or not it's going to show up complete or not. Like,
yeah.
I got a game off there a while back, fairly cheap. I think I paid $5 for it. I don't remember the title right now, and it actually came... I got the special edition one. It came with the 2 discs and everything.
Oh, look at you. You lucked out again, you bastard.
I was like, oh, I lucked out. And then I get a copy of, I think it was,
yeah,
it was one of the shooter games on there. Death Smiles.
Yeah.
I got Death Smiles and it came disc only. And I'm just like, motherfucker. So, it's really just shot in the dark.
Yeah. I still stand by, go to mom and pop shops. Support local game stores. Don't go to GameStop. You know, you want to go, all these mom and pop shops, most of them still do retro games. At least that, oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
At least those, you can see what the fucking thing looks like. You can see its condition.
Yeah.
You know what you're buying. You're not spending $90 for Chrono Trigger and it's gonna come with like, you know, dog shit and bite teeth marks all over the damn thing.
Which, it's kind of a joke, but I actually bought a game once from GameStop that came with teeth marks on it and what appeared to be
fecal matter
in the pins.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it until I got home.
So yeah.
Always look in your carts.
GameStop does not give a shit about what they're selling you. GameStop was even a company that they had new games come in and they would actually break the damn seals and put used games in there and take the good CDs out and repackage them. You know, they were caught doing this shit. They don't give a shit about you. So fuck them.
Yeah, it used to be, and here's something about GameStop. When GameStop started liquidating some of their PS2 stock, I kind of went a little nuts and I started buying up games because they were like 75% off and they were already low prices. And I did it through the mail, so I knew it was a shot in the dark risk. I ordered a copy of Poison for the PS2 and it showed up, and lo and behold, the cover of it, well, it came disc only, but like the label part of it, I could tell somebody printed out on a printer.
Yeah.
When I popped it in my PS2 and it fired up, it was Dirt Track Racing. I took it to GameStop to turn it back, you know, trade it back in and like say, hey, give me my money back. It's like $8. Give me my money back for this crap, you know? And they looked at it and they're just, and the one woman goes, I can't believe that. And the one guy says, we see that all the time.
Yeah.
Then why the hell are you taking it? Why the hell are you accepting it?
I've even got one better story for you. 2 or so Christmases ago, I asked for Assassin's Creed 3. The game comes to us. We got it from GameStop, mind you. Game comes to us. It's all sealed. Looks pristine. Open it Christmas morning. Like, yeah, I'm going to play this. Open it all up. There's a CDR disc inside of it. A blank CDR disc. And that's how I find out that they take the shit off and repackage and reseal them. And the guy told me that. He's like, oh, they do that sometimes. Stuff like that might happen. I'm like, why are you opening sealed games?
Why does that happen?
And then, like, you're gonna...
That seems like a bad business idea.
You're opening sealed games, and then you're selling them as brand new, but then I can't return it to you unless the seal's broken. You already opened the fucking game.
It's definitely a problem here.
Yeah. The problem is, still too many people pre-ordering shit. Going to GameStop. Getting the camo skin for the gun for Call of Duty.
Shopsing at the GameStop.
Yeah, you know I shops at the GameStop. So, fuck them. Again. Whenever GameStop comes up, that's just gonna be an answer. Fuck them.
I mean, I will kind of watch and see what happens with this whole retro thing. I really don't think it lasts a year.
You know, I still think you're better off, if you want to buy retro games offline, you're still better going on fucking eBay.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amazon.
Even
Amazon's
though eBay...
gotten a lot worse with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, even eBay is kind of turned into like the Craigslist of the internet market for that kind of shit too, but you're required to put a picture of the item up. Mm-hmm. So, you still get something, and if they send you the wrong thing, you're like, no.
And
you can get your money
if the
back.
picture of the item you're putting up is reflective, please wear clothes.
Yeah, please. I don't need to see your dingle.
Everybody can look up that teapot picture from eBay several years ago.
Yeah, that guy had to know. I'm sorry. He knew.
How would you not know? You do that on purpose.
So we're going to get into our last request topic. This might be a short episode, but that's only because we then have to get out and record for the YouTube channel or gaming. So
Giving away trade secrets.
yeah, it's all done in one night.
It's all done in
kids.
one night. The magic happens in about 4 hours. and
Yeah, it's all done in one night.
after long days of work.
So here's this came from our friend Ben Graver, and this is a subject that I think we've touched on a little bit, but I don't think we ever gone that in depth. Curious about your thoughts on augmented reality, specifically the Microsoft HoloLens. They showed it off at E3 with Minecraft as a demo. For me, as a mobile developer, I can really see technology such as this being the next step in my career in a decade. It could really transform the way we game, the way we interact with work we are doing. I find it much more exciting than the thought of virtual reality. Now, I will say this. This is not the first time in gaming that we have tried to do virtual and or augmented realities. It's not the first. And I still personally don't think we're there just yet. Maybe for mobile developers, maybe, but the only thing that I'm kind of worried about is if you're going for mobile, why would you want this thing strapped to your face?
Well,
So you can walk around and look like a jackass.
I look at it this way. Any technology that we're seeing in the retail setting was developed quite a bit prior to that.
Yeah.
So they could be more advanced than what we're actually seeing now, but it's not fully tested. Because they don't just show anything and everything that they make. They in quotation marks.
Well, see, I will also, with Xbox, now I don't know how many people remember this, but there was a point in time when Xbox One was just kind of like a dream that was coming, and they unveiled this idea that they were going to put on the Xbox One to make you feel like you were more in the game, and it was this projection software that was going to be built into the Xbox One, where it would basically put your gaming environment on your walls and everything around you.
Yes, now I do.
So
remember
you
this.
felt like you were sitting in the middle of the game as you were playing it. They scrapped that a week or two after they had tech demo announcements of it. Scrapped it. Idea completely gone. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do this with HoloLens, but some of the stuff that they might be showing you at E3 that the HoloLens can do, it might not do until the end of its life cycle. There was a lot of shit that they said the Kinect was going to do, and then they're like, oh yeah, we don't know how to do this. Sorry.
That's another thing that's a big issue that a lot of people do is they'll announce that certain things can do things, and then you don't get it until like a year before the next thing comes out.
Like 2 years ago, PS4 was supposed to have Kingdom Hearts game on it, and now nobody's talking about it.
Wasn't this in PS3?
Well,
yeah, that too.
I messed around a little bit with the Kinect. I didn't own one, but I knew people that did, and I messed around with it a little bit. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't find it very intuitive at all.
Kinect's dead.
No.
At all.
No. Well, the Kinect's not dead because now you have to use a Kinect if you want to talk to Cortana on your Xbox One.
I don't give a shit about talking to Cortana. What do I look like?
She steps out of your TV and gives you a hug.
I'd probably shoot my TV by accident if that happened.
I am still waiting for the announcement of Puppy Simulator. And when that does happen, I'll get on board. But until that happens, I'm still going to
Just buy a puppy,
sit
Will.
here with a grumpy cat face.
That's your answer.
Just buy a real puppy and then simulate it at home.
It's not about me. It's about other people.
Yeah.
Buy them puppies.
No, they can't have them. They're allergic. They need Puppy Simulator.
Yeah. This is for people with allergies.
I have allergies.
I think it's a brilliant fucking idea.
They can have
Because I
virtual
made it,
puppies and pet them. It's like Hey You Pikachu, but better.
You could say the most awful things to Pikachu in that game.
And you'd smile.
Yeah, he would.
You would.
Hey, Pikachu, fuck you. Pika?
I mean, I kind of see where he's getting at with this because if done right, this kind of technology would open the doors for a lot of different things. The only thing I'm worried about with it is that
Killer robots.
well, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna go the way of motion control, and all the other kind of gimmicks that came out with gaming over the years, and even for mobile devices, it's just gonna go to the wayside at one point in time. Like 3D was a huge thing. They were trying to get 3D on anything they could possibly do it on. They even had it on mobile phones, and you had to buy like special viewing goggles to see 3D on your phone and all that stuff. And then that just, you can still go to Walmart, at any Walmart probably, go in their bargain bin, and there's like 30 fucking boxes of these viewing goggles back there for like $2.
See, the problem with this is a lot of people are stuck with the conventional ideas of how things should be. So it's like for me, for example, there's a lot of new controllers or whatever that's come out. Like, for the Wii, I could have played Smash Brothers with any number of controllers. I had to use the GameCube controller.
Yeah,
I felt more.
He has to have the GameCube controller.
I feel more comfortable using that. It's just like people are gonna feel more comfortable doing certain things than they are otherwise, and like there'll be people like, I'll try that out, but a lot of other people will be like, no, thank you. I'm fine with what I have.
It needs to be something that can be affordable.
That's true.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. Because what was I was reading? Like, even for the Oculus, they were doing packages where it was like the Oculus with this and that, and it was like $1,200. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that.
That's insane.
I'm not buying a augmented reality lens that basically doesn't project in higher definitions than 720p at the moment. I don't know if they have a 1080 one yet or not. I could be wrong.
It's 2,500.
But it's still like, why? I don't really even like going and seeing 3D movies because I don't want to have fucking goggles on my damn face just to sit down and watch a movie. I'd just rather go watch a goddamn movie.
How do you think that feels for people with glasses?
Oh, it's
gotta be worse for people that need glasses.
It's awful.
Because you gotta put them on right over top.
Yeah.
I mean, even when I was a kid, like, you know, you do that funny thing where you're like, oh, I got this pair of sunglasses, now I got this pair of sunglasses, and then after a couple of seconds, you're like, yeah, this is dumb, why am I doing this? That's fucking going there to a 3D movie when you're already wearing eyeglasses. That's how you feel for 2.5 goddamn hours.
I will say this, some movies I've been, like, impressed with the visual. Like, I saw Iron Man 3 3D, but I went to the IMAX to see that.
I'm sorry you had to see that in the theaters.
I enjoyed it.
You mean Incredibles 2?
I mean, it was hot as balls because it was completely packed. There was no room for anybody, so the AC basically did not work. But the 3D was really well done. In fact, that it wasn't like too much like, oh, shit's flying at me. It was, like the scene where he crashes in that small town and the snow's falling.
Yeah.
That feels like there's snow like right here. It's well done.
Until you see it go past the parameter of the movie screen, and then you're like, oh yeah.
I actually saw Hotel Transylvania in 3D. Can I ask a question? Why does Adam Sandler Dracula need to be in 3D? And that's because
he paid for it,
the reason we went is because other people wanted to go see it.
You know why?
That was the only one that they had. They didn't have that and not in 3D. It had to be in 3D.
You know why it was in 3D? So you could ask that question. That's the only goddamn reason it was in 3D.
God.
I wonder if the collar's in 3D.
Probably.
It should be.
To me, though,
When he's gonna start re-releasing his good movies.
Yeah. I mean, the point I'm getting at is to play a game or to use anything from my phone, I don't want to have to wear goggles to do it.
True.
I'm sorry. And there's were technologies that were out even before these that were supposed to be aids. I'm going there. They're supposed to be aids for us to, you know, help us with our daily lives and sync up with our phones and everything. And it was, you know, Google Glass.
Yep.
And that went to the wayside. They were like, they developed it for how many years? And they're like, well, nobody's going to use this shit. And it was done. I mean, it could have been really cool. It could have helped people and everything. But in all honesty, I think the thing looked goddamn ridiculous, first of all. It's like,
you don't want to be from the future?
No, I don't.
You want to be Universal Soldier?
We're one of those and a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I want to wear Vegeta's fucking, like, I want that on my face.
I guarantee you, if there's somebody out there that has one, they're cosplaying and saying it right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
they're just running around to everybody like, his power level's over 9,000. They're like, yeah, that joke's not dead yet.
Yeah, but the difference is
Keep going.
I can actually see it.
Oh, yeah. But, I don't know. I'm sure, Ben, you have a lot better ideas on how this would work, and that's great, because that's what you're...
Yeah,
that's what you're into, that's your field.
He might be privy to information we don't have, so...
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
But to me, personally, even if they announce and it's going to have really good reasons and applications for it, and it's going to help change the world, I'm probably going to be an old man and just be like, I just want my goddamn phone. I just want to have my phone, use it the way it's supposed to be without having something on my face.
What he's doing is he's using us as a testing ground and be like, oh, people don't like this. We should probably avoid that.
I'm sorry, what?
He asked you to discuss it so that he can hear.
Oh, so he doesn't develop anything.
It's like test marketing.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't have to pay anybody to test it.
Nah, he doesn't give a shit.
And then if any kind of comments show up because of this, he can also take that tally.
They won't, but I don't know. I would like it to have more applications than just maybe sitting down and making you feel like you're in a game.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
for me it won't, because I will still be very aware if I'm playing a first-person shooter that I'm holding a controller in my hands and my ass is on my couch and I'm not moving.
Yeah, unless this is like The Cell, which I think I've mentioned that movie like
Yeah, you
20
did.
times on this show.
Yeah.
And I'm being like jacked into like this
Yeah,
other world.
I know I, on G4, watched a video, it wasn't a video, it was just the show, where they were playing a first-person shooter where you had a headset on, you had like a light gun, and you were on like a treadmill type thing, and it was a first-person shooter like that. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool, but that would be way too expensive for any person to just
what
buy.
they're going to do is they're just going to plug right in the back of my neck, and we're
No.
going to go right into the Matrix.
No,
So.
we're not doing that.
It's a horrible idea.
You already got Microsoft watching you naked while you play Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
How do you know about that?
You really
Oh,
want
you
them
didn't know? It's on Brazzers.
You really want them to just have direct contact to your brain? Download all
I'm
the
sorry,
information
when she falls off a cliff, she sounds kind of like she's having a good time.
She might be. Masochism's a big thing these days.
She might be having a good time. It's like, oh yeah. Time to yank my crank for this.
You don't? Oh, that's right, you didn't play the game. I'll lend it to you.
I'm still not gonna beat off to somebody making a noise of terror falling down a cliff.
You say that now.
I didn't have my hands in my pants.
Both hands on the controller, man.
Well, I think that ends.
That's a great way to end a 50th episode, right?
A touching yourself joke.
we always should have one at the end.
When I play Tomb Raider, I touch myself.
There's worse games to do it to.
I don't want the Sega Saturn version. Cause those boobs were pixelated. I want high def.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Is Lara Croft's high def titties.
But you know what else you need to care about? Letting everybody know where they can find us.
Oh, that is true.
Who wants to do that?
Well, we make it a group effort.
Don't jump in.
We don't do that so much.
Well, it's because I don't like working with you people.
I work
that awkward laugh you got for a second. Like, is he serious?
Wait, do I still work here? I prefer my episodes delivered to me through use of iTunes.
My comic bento box.
He does. Mr. Bacon loves the iTunes. I prefer to go to the Grinded Word website and listening to the podcast
And
there.
I prefer to go to grindedword at geocities.com.
prefer to go to the Grinded Word Zanga site.
And Firefly.
Grinded Word from Zoom.com. That's with an X, Zoom.com.
You can also get all of our episodes first on Zune Marketplace. Please do not go there. It does not exist anymore.
You'll get one of those errors.
You will feel very stupid and be mad at me.
Web page cannot be displayed.
404.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Keep going. I'll stop interrupting you.
All right.
Serious now, serious.
Blueberry.
Yeah.
It's all serious.
The podcast source.
Yeah, that's
You can find us on the YouTubes now.
YouTube.
With various
The
other
Grinded
content,
Word.
like Grinded Gaming.
Where you can go to check out Grinded Gaming, Miserable Boopty
it's a real
Mafia,
hot thing on YouTube.
Ballbuster Video, and Grindcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't want to go for that anyway.
Everybody just go to YouTube. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
You can also find us at grindcast.libsyn.com,
Absolutely.
which I
Blueberries.
believe is the earliest that you can get the show, correct?
Is it?
Maybe. I don't
think
know.
it might be.
I don't know how quick it sends everything out to the umpteenth million places I have posted, but
And Facebook.
yeah.
Like us on Facebook.
Facebook.com/grindedword.
Comment things you want us to talk about.
Comment.
Comment anything. Just ask me
Like-
how my day is going. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
ask us how we're
fantastic.
doing.
I'll be honest.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Sure I am.
You ask me how my day's going. If it's bad, I'll be like, fucking horrible. But thanks for
I
subscribing.
like how you don't try to feign, like, you're just like, I'm doing okay. How about you? You're just like, oh, it's terrible.
It's terrible. I cut my foot off. But thanks for the subscribe.
What's the big Saul scenario?
Don't forget to listen.
How's your day going? I woke up in a tile bathroom with a dead guy next to me. And my foot's chained to the wall. Thanks for the sub.
That could go two different ways. He could have given you a sandwich, or he could have subscribed to the site.
You'll never know.
You don't know.
Unless you comment and ask. Did you get a sub today?
Maybe
Yes.
I did. Italian. Hoagie.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And by the time this goes up, it'll be time for July's contest.
We'll see.
We'll see. Stay
Maybe
tuned.
Maybe people know that they know that the prizes are real. They'll jump on it immediately.
It's like now they know I'm not fucking around.
Man, this guy's serious.
Seriously,
Yeah,
give me
I'm
stuff.
probably gonna do one for July. We'll see what happens, comes out of that.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah. So make sure you find us on all our facets, all the places we are. Like, subscribe, and comment if you like. I will tell you if I bought a sub today. I will. I promise.
He will.
Yeah.
He might even send you pictures of him eating it.
Today, I didn't. Got a salad.
Delicious.
But I didn't take pictures of it. Maybe I will.
Next time.
Yeah. Alright, guys.
God damn
That's
it.
it for us this episode. As always, thank you all for listening, and we'll
Bye.
catch you next time.